We got Street Fighter Unlimited issue number 1, the Newberry Comics Longbow variant. This is right up Comic Main's alley. It is a homage on the Frank Miller Dark Knight cover, and this is a killer homage for that cover. I love how they changed the color. I love how it's Ryu and he's doing that kick over the sun. Like, this to me is a perfect homage of that book. Mm-hmm. This is a great way to do an homage.
Yeah, it's not just a hey, I'm going to copy. It's hey, I'm going to use this and we're going to use it as like inspiration, but implement what we've got into it.
Mm-hmm. Or within the realm of the Street Fighter stuff. Too.
Right. Yeah. I didn't know. Have you guys ever seen this book before?
No,
never.
No.
I thought it was Enter the Dragon at first.
I know, right?
Really? It looks like the Dragon, the Bruce Lee story poster, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd never seen this one. Where is Newberry Comics?
Probably.
I thought that was
somewhere
in
Connecticut.
Midwest.
No, Newberry, Connecticut, right?
No.
I don't know.
He's like, I think that's
I don't know.
Somewhere Montana? That's not Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say anything outside of Texas to Yee is Midwest. He's just like out there.
Is that by Dingleberry Road?
Oh god.
Shout out to Vinny. Vinny says Boston.
Boston.
Okay, yeah. Boston.
Shout out to Vinny Kumar. Another one of the OGs. Yeah, Boston. There you go. New York, Long Island too. Okay, so they got multiple stores.
Cool. Oh, that's funny because I actually met the owner of that.
Right, you're talking shit, bro.
Because his claim to fame is like he's like the third largest like retailer on the East Coast or something like that.
Oh gosh,
or something like that.
Bigger than Nucadia? Nucadia?
Like the third. I forgot what store he compared himself to that was bigger.
Yeah. I mean, like I usually ask that only because, like, if I do travel, like when I go to Chicago, you know, a lot of times you can go to like Half Price Books and find graham cracker variants at Half Price Books because there's all the graham crackers are all around Chicago. So,
that's awesome.
You know, that's the only reason I ask. If it was somewhere close to me, then I would. I don't even think they have Half Price Books in Boston.
They don't have them in a lot of places, that's for sure. So shout out to Thoro. Make sure you guys go check out Keep It Thoro Comics.
What about Second and Charles? What about Second and Charles? Is that near you or in that area?
We have one that's in Dayton. So it's, I don't know, 40 miles from me.
Wow. This is
but it was the same. It was when Hastings was around. Like there was a Hastings in Richmond, Indiana. That was the closest. And then there was one like way south of, like it was like by Richmond, Kentucky.
So Hastings is a brick and mortar?
It used to
Hastings
be.
Was, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There was one in my college town that I went to. So in San Marcos, Texas. And then there's one like an hour away from my parents' house. Or was one. And then I was and I was going there
an hour away too.
Yeah, and I used to travel there when they were closing and stuff like that. Oh.
Wow. This is a good one to be on the lookout for if you got any Newberry Comics around you, like Stein said.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, this one sold for $75. I figured I'd jump in there before Bryan asked how much it sold for.
Yeah. So. You're getting good at it, bro. It's only taken 5 years.
Because I knew the question was coming.
192 live. You guys hit those thumbs up. Not bad. Not bad. This is definitely a cool cover. A lot of people are going to add this to their search list, I'm sure. So, all right. Next on the list, Superman number 204, the famous Jim Lee cover, but the newsstand is on the almost 10 this week.
Yeah, I keep saying like these newsstands. I'm really somebody's buying them and paying really good money for these. this one sold for $200 raw this week.
Wow.
Oh wow.
So I don't know how hard this one was to get in a newsstand, but $200 raw, it must be really hard to find.
I'm just saying, like, so people are buying them, but high grade, so that's what makes it hard.
Yeah, that's the key. You gotta it's gotta be high grade if it's modern.
Not all of them. I'll be honest. Some of these, they're not all of them are necessarily high grade. Like, I mean, they're not 9/8. I mean, like, I think some of them are just so difficult to find. I've seen some like Uncanny X-Men that are like in the 500 range or something like that. They sell good money. Like, even in less than like VF near mint condition, they don't have to be perfect. Like I said, I don't know if there's people out there just trying to put like runs of these together with all newsstands. I have no idea, but somebody's buying them.
I'm in a Facebook group. It's all newsies, and a couple guys in there are really deep into it. A couple buddies of Dinesh's, they're really into it. And I know a couple guys that are putting volumes together.
Oh wow!
The best they can do, because some you just can't find, or they're just not available. But
well, I think there's a lot of talk about this book and the Batman book because of those foil variants that are out there. But yeah, I would much rather have a newsstand over this. That's for sure.
Yeah, Bryan and I were chatting before the show. I was like, which one's more iconic? Is it the Superman one or is it the Batman one? And then
Batman. I think Batman by far.
More iconic.
Yeah.
Where's the sign?
Yeah.
The more iconic. I don't have a more sign.
Yeah.
So I'll put a plus, right? Does that work? Plus iconic.
Yeah. Wow.
Iconic plus.
For all the drinkers out there, how much did this sell for again, Stein?
200
raw. Not bad.
Does it work if I ask how much? No, I'm joking.
Drink. Moving on. This one's a cool one. Spawn number 139, the Brazilian variant. This is from a publisher called Abril, and they don't know when it came out. Not much information on this one.
Wow.
Yeah, any of the international guys, if you know anything about this book, I'm very curious because so how much is McFarlane's signature? Like 150? Is that about what he charges? Or
yeah,
or like
100, 150.
Yeah, so like you get like a generic Spawn book signed that basically that book's now worth like 150, right? Well, this book, this Brazilian, a CGC 9.0, so not high grade, CGC 9.0 signature series McFarlane sold for $1,200.
Wow. I'm gonna have to hit up my Brazilian connection.
So I don't know. It is a cool cover. I will say that.
Is. Yeah.
But
well, and then anyone hunting books out there, you got to be careful of those because Mexico has a lot of Spawn variants as well. So
she looks like
Spanish versus Portuguese, but yeah,
she looks like, or I think it's a she. Looks like that new Black Widow symbiote in Venom 26.
Richie, are you assuming gender right now?
Hey man, my Irish side of my family's ginger, okay? That's where the silver fox comes from. So pipe down there, Yeezy Yee. And the carpet matches the drapes.
Oh man.
Oh, that was good.
9.0 is a high grade for a foreign book, especially a Brazilian book, but it is a newer foreign book, so
yeah, it's a little different.
Yeah. So
I don't have many foreigns, but I mean, I do have like a Wonder Woman foreign variant that's pretty hard to find, and it's a 9.8, so it's not impossible to get high grade.
I love how Doc Joe says just say no to foreign, but I bet you he has that foreign Michael Turner variant, Batman, Superman,
the Batman variant. The Superman Batman, yeah.
I bet you he's got it.
He just doesn't want to add to his Spawn collection list of having to get all Spawn 9/8.
That's probably more.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's funny, dude. Joe. Moving on. Next on the list. This is a beautiful book. And I know I pick on Star Trek fans all the time, but I was on Comic Man and we were doing Comic News Weekly, which I do every Tuesday over on Comic Man Andy's channel with Andy, Rhinoverse. Sometimes Wood will jump on, sometimes some other people will jump on, but we always go over the new comics that week at the end of the show. And we were going through them, and I saw this, and this is a beautiful Christian Ward variant. I like this. I'll be honest. I like the trade dress one more because the trade dress, I think, adds to it. But man, this is beautiful.
Yeah, this is Star Trek number 12. This just came out this week.
Yep. 1 in 100. Retailer and
1 in 100. Very sparse information. I was able to see $150 sale. I am really curious about some of these Star Trek books 10 years from now. If Star Trek fans really start getting, some of these books they're never going to find them ever, right?
Well,
there's no way there's a bunch of these out there. There's no way.
Yeah. Who's ordering 100 copies of a Star Trek book in issue 12?
Well, I'll be honest. This issue 12 has a really good cover. It's got a cover that's got who was the guy from? It was Deep Space Nine, the captain of Deep Space Nine, I think it was. Anyways, it has him on the cover, and it's a really good cover. So there might be a chance, but I agree with you guys. There's probably not many people ordering 100 copies of this.
Well, I have a question. So why do they keep the IDW drops? How come they keep putting out a 1 in 50 and a 1 in 20? I mean, not a 1 in 25, 1 in 50. And I think is there a 1 in 100 sometimes?
I don't know, man, but IDW,
they're not ordering that much. I don't think they would waste their time. I mean,
yeah,
I don't know.
IDW
as a stockholder as a stockholder for IDW, I'm worried about that company.
Mm-hmm.
No, but Ben, you make a lot of sense, Ben. I don't see a lot of people talking about Star Trek IDW, but I just don't understand why there's a one. Every time I see one, it's like a 1 in 50.
Yeah, Cisco is the captain of the. It's on the regular cover, and there's a 1 in 10 too for it. So
interesting.
Cool Christian Ward cover. Christian Ward's a badass, and of course, I love these Galaxy covers. Kind of.
Oh, it reminds me of it reminds me of the we only find them when they're dead covers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember that. That was a Boom title, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, all right. How much are these selling for?
$150.
Time to drink.
Yep. Moving on. G.I. Joe, The Cobra Files, issue number 7, the Massimo retailer incentive cover. It's a 1 in 10 also. And this is, listen, there's something about G.I. Joe that I think G.I. Joe, when the Star Wars books during the pandemic were going so crazy and there was all those really cool Star Wars variants and covers people were going after. G.I. Joe, though, low key, has some really sick variant covers. And there's still new ones that I'm finding all the time or seeing all the time. And this is one of them. This is a badass G.I. Joe cover with that Cobra on the front like that, man. That is badass.
Yeah, I thought you would like this one.
Yeah, Lady
I was like,
J.
that looks like a Bryan cover.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah, I've never seen this one. There's a lot of these G.I. Joe covers that I've just never seen because there's so many off titles. It's not. Yeah, see, he says it's Massimo, but it's not. It's Rossmo.
It's Rossmo.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I think, isn't it? But I mean,
Randy.
Yeah, I mean,
Massimo,
I feel like he's
maybe?
got. No, I think it's Riley Rossmo.
Riley Massimo. Let me look.
No, Rossmo. No.
I know.
You just really want it to be Massimo.
I know. I'm looking. Hold on.
Bryan wants to pull out his shirts from
Right from Target. Dude, they used to be high end. Massimo used to be really high end. They sell them at South Coast Plaza. They used to have a store, and then Target bought them. And like True Love, remember True Love False Idols? Yeah, it was during the Affliction years.
Oh gosh,
Riley Rossmo.
True Religion.
It's Rossmo. You are right. I had Mossmo on the head for some reason.
Yeah, this one's a $75 book this week. I'm not surprised, to be honest. This is a cool one. I agree with Bryan. I like this one.
Yeah. Thank you for that one. Hey Fro sells with that one. All right. Yeah, this is a cool one. Beyond, just go look through the G.I. Joe boxes. That's all I can say. Just go do it.
Real quick. So one of the first few times I met Nate, we went to a Bedrock sale, and then our first section that we looked in together was the G.I. Joe backbin issues, and so we were just going back and going through them at the same time, and we're like, anytime there was a duplicate and we both wanted to cover, like we both pull them out and like, here you go, you have one, I have one. So it was pretty fun.
Who attacks full splits? Lady J, bro. Moving on. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 112. I don't know how to say this artist's name. Ejikuri? Ejikuri? I don't know. It's the Virgin 1 in 75, which is interesting. Another Boom Studios. Yeah. Well, here's the thing, though. I got to ask this question. I feel like now with so many artists being digital-only artists, there are so many artists that look a lot like Art Germ out there, man. And
so I can answer this question real quick for you. He studies in the Art Germ school.
Okay. All right.
So yeah.
Wow,
so like,
nice.
and then like, yeah, he's like one of their top like students.
Yeah.
And so yeah.
Well, that makes sense. There you go.
Yeah.
How do you say his
That's
name?
like with like Derek Chu does that too, and
Derek Chu's a part of that, and then I think it is pronounced Ejikuri.
Educatory. Okay.
So were we just talking about this last week, Bryan? Like we were just talking about this last week, right?
Yeah, cannabis, baby.
Yeah, so like these people go to Art Germ school so they can draw like Art Germ?
Yeah, that's what I was saying last week. I go, they all seem like Art Germ. Yeah, I remember that. Okay.
Man, that is like the perfect gig for him.
Oh yeah.
Like
draw like me.
Yeah, just be like me. That's like the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
Just teach people to be like you. How hard is that?
I really like
to have
this
a whole
cover.
school.
This cover's sick.
Ejikuri. There we go.
Yeah, so you had it right. Yeah, you had it right.
Ejikuri Germ.
Yeah.
Ejikuri Art Germ.
No.
Ejikuri Germ.
But it was so funny when I met them all at MegaCon. Everyone wanted the Art Germ autograph, and then like Chu, Ejikuri, and Cunha.
Yeah,
they had a handful of people getting their signatures, and then I got through the Art Germ line really fast, and then I went outside to go smoke a cigarette, and then it was funny. All three of them came out there, and they were smoking a cigarette, and I was hanging out with James at the time, and then they were just like so interested in like James's tattoos, like, and then we're just like had a conversation from that. So I thought it was pretty cool.
They go to cons like like gangs. They're like the Art Germ gang.
You got a problem with us?
Yeah. What's this selling for?
This one is selling for 70. So right at ratio, but it's pretty sparse. There's not many of them out there. And I think and I don't know much about Power Rangers. In fact, I know probably less than anything other than they've got different colors. I thought I saw there might be a first appearance in this book, but I'm not 100% sure. But I don't know who any first appearances of Power Rangers would be. I mean, we just gonna add another color. I don't know.
This also has the Bjorn Barron's zombie variants. Still has a zombie variant in this one, or covers. And it also has that, what's the main bad guy? Zordon? Is it Zordon that's the main bad guy in Power Rangers? The one where he's holding, the one, all the covers where they're holding the helmets, that they made. And everybody and their mother has one of those, including Shredder. So, but yeah. Moving on.
Shredder?
Yeah,
Is
you
in
know,
Power Rangers?
They did a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Ninja Turtles.
Oh yeah, where the Green Ranger became Shredder or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all right.
That's weird.
I was like,
what was that? Issue 3 in the TMNT Power Ranger crossover, the first go around, because they were on the second part of that.
I couldn't tell you. Yeah, but they're cool looking. All right, moving on. All right, this is an interesting one. Meg by Steve Alton, or Steve Alton's Meg. As you guys know, this is a movie, right? Meg is a movie, or is it a TV show? It's a movie, right? That everybody's going to see. Now, this is interesting because there is very little information I could find on this. They did do, this is issue number 1. There's 2 covers for this. There's this cover, and then there's a rare Indiegogo variant, this one, that you can find also for this book. There's also trade paperbacks, and I think for the trade paperback or graphic novel for this, there's a Jaws homage. Let me see if I can find it while Stein's talking about what these were selling, what this is selling for.
I'm just watching the YouTube to see which pictures, and my YouTube feed must be really slow because the one that I saw. Okay, yeah, I mean it just pulled. Okay, so the one that I saw is actually the shark is eating a dinosaur.
Yes, so that's the graphic novel. Let me show you that. All right, so here we go. Here is what the graphic novels look like. Let me go. Sorry, you guys. All right.
It's a big fucking shark, bro.
Here's the graphic novel right here by Dabble Brothers. Right? So, is this the one you're talking about, Stein?
Let me look, because
Shark eating a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
A Tyrannosaurus Rex?
I didn't say
What's
that. Stop it. Don't cancel me.
Well, it's a megalodon.
Yes. It's a megalodon. It's a megadon. Dong.
Megadong.
But yeah, here's some of the art inside. And then check this. Look at that. That's badass looking right there. And then look at that one right there.
Ooh, I wonder if Z has that cover.
That's like that Deadpool cover.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Jaws.
Okay, hold on. Show me the one that you showed with the dinosaur.
Here's the one with the dinosaur right here.
Okay, so the one that I'm actually so it looks like that, except for it does have a barcode, and it's just Here's another one. This was put out by Steve Alton back in February of 2018, and he says coming in March, Meg Comic Issue 1, and this was his first idea for the cover, but it was a work in progress, and they didn't go with it. So it's hard to find information on this. Here's some more information. Here, let me share my screen. I'm gonna share my screen real quick.
Okay.
Because I got it pulled up.
All right.
Let's see, present, share screen.
Yeah, this is a cool book that a lot of people might not know about.
Okay, so this one. Okay, right. So you guys can you?
There we go. Yep, that's it.
Okay, so all right, so this person actually showed the inside of the book as well. So here's like the inside. So it's got retail edition. It's not a trade paperback.
It's not a trade. That's interesting. So this is the Dabble
and they
Brothers
show
version.
And they show like the inside, some of the inside art. Look at that.
Yeah.
Isn't that awesome?
That is cool. So that one sold. Well, see, there it is. Look at that. Go back to that. Go back to that right there. So that is the cover that I see on the regular issue. That one. And then there's the Indiegogo one that was rare. That was a different cover. And then the one where he's eating the dinosaur. Man, there's some detective work we need to do on this Meg book because $99.
Yeah. I mean, there it shows like cover artist, cover A, cover B. But I don't know. It's
that is
I don't
crazy.
know. I just so I was like I didn't even know they did a comic book for the Meg, so
yeah. They're all cool looking, that's for sure. If you guys see any of them, there's I would love the one that I would love to know the most about though, and find out if it's real or what it is this one for sure. That one's beautiful. Nice little Jaws homage right there.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So there you guys go. Meg, issue number 1, selling for at least $100. It sounds like. I couldn't find any sales or any of these issues on eBay. So, yeah, very interesting. This is the type of books that you're going to see on the Almost 10 that makes the Almost 10 so great, you guys. These weird books. So, only here on the original House of Stein Hot 10 show. Moving on with 212 live watching right now. Please hit that thumbs up button. If you're not subscribed, sub up. Check out all the
There's only 25 thumbs up, man.
There's only 25 thumbs up.
No, you got to refresh. Refresh.
Okay, you scared me for a second there.
There's 92.
92? You guys, there's 212 people here. Push that over 100. Let's do it. All right.
See that thing move like a slot machine.
Moving on to the next issue. Whoa, before we do that, shout out to LTEL73. Hopefully I said it right with the $5 £5 super chat. Thanks for all the great books. Well, thank you for watching and hanging out with us. We appreciate you. Especially
shout out to Mama Comic.
Yeah, it's nice to see all of our UK community members. We got quite a few of them. So shout out to our UK.
Hey, shout out London.
Yeah, our Australian, New Zealand, Sweden.
We need to go to the UK, bro, after San Diego.
Is London calling? Is London calling?
It is. It is. Moving on.
Hey, I can't be happy with anything Europe right now because they just beat up on the US today in the Ryder Cup. So, so I'm not happy with Europe right now.
Well,
is that all of Europe or is?
Yeah, it's like all. Yeah, it's all of Europe versus the US.
Thank you, Mark. We'll get that fixed. Mark. Thank you.
Next on the... Yeah, I don't know why that's not connecting. I will get that fixed for sure. Next on the Almost 10, Darkwing Duck. This is an interesting issue. This is number 3, the Cover C 1 in 10 variant. And I've seen this book before. I want to say this is a book maybe on the old school Flipside Days Prospect 10 list. I don't know what it was, but this looks very familiar, kind of like a wanted poster look on it. I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah, what's really interesting about this is if you go to my comic shop, my comic shop has a massive database. This book does not even show up on my comic shop at all. Like it doesn't even list it. Very hard to find. From that original Darkwing Duck run, back, what was this, 2010? Yeah, 2010. Yeah, this one sold this week, and I think it was in just VF condition. Sold for $100.
Damn.
So,
wow,
expensive. Just VF.
That is cool, man. That's interesting. There's again, Darkwing Duck is another one of those books that have just so many good variants in them. There's a ton of them now. I mean, Dynamite is killing it with all the variants, but man, there's a lot of them. So, all right, let me see here. Let's see if Richie's doesn't work. No, it doesn't work. That's weird. I don't know why that's not working. We will fix that though. I will fix that later. All right, moving on. This one's interesting. All right, let's see if I can say this right. Ragael I think it's Ragael and because Ragael is the character on the front and is another character that he's going around with. And this is a book from a famous French artist named Philippe Droulet. And Philippe Droulet is a French comic artist.
Sounds like he is talking right now.
Yeah, I was like, have you been watching too many of my videos of mispronouncing, butchering baseball player names or soccer players?
Philippe
Droulet, yeah. So, who is a longtime comic book and science fiction artist. And, he's a big-time artist. A lot of people look for his work, like in that style of like Lovecraft, and also who was that famous French artist, Mobius, right? Mobius. But this is same type of thing. So very interesting book.
Man, Josh says he's got a couple of those Brazilian spawns, dude.
Wow,
dude, those are sick. That's so sick.
Gotta send it into the McFarlane's signing then next
So
time.
I want to show you guys what the art on the inside of this book looks like. Check this out. Look at this art, dude.
Oh,
damn.
That was my first thought. It's gonna look super psychedelic trippy.
Look at this.
And that did not disappoint.
Jesus, you can make a cover out of that easily.
Very Mobius style, like Jeff Darrow. Like, look at that.
That's sick.
Yeah. So just beautiful.
What is this? I mean, what is it even?
Looks like hell, bro.
Yeah, it's cool, right?
Angels and demons or whatever.
Yeah.
Demons and angels.
I just realized those were words. Like, like it didn't even look like words.
Latin.
Yeah, probably.
So
you gotta
I'll
be
tell
in
you.
the right mental mind state to read it.
So here's the good thing about this. One of the good things about Cover Price. Shout out to Cover Price, who I used for a lot of my data. Is whenever Cover Price doesn't have something in their database that we're doing on the Almost 10 or on the House of Stein show, they'll usually update it. And this is one they do have on there. It's from 1975. They don't have a cover on it, so hopefully we can get them to update their cover on this. But it doesn't say anything about the series info or anything about that. So basically, I think it's just like two characters wandering, doing their thing, old school heavy. Also, this guy did a lot in heavy metal. I think this old story was in heavy metal too. There was times when it was in heavy metal.
Seems like it would be, right?
Yeah. So beautiful stuff. What is this selling for, Stein?
So there was a CGC 8.0 with a cracked case that sold this week for $150.
Wow.
That's respectable.
Yeah. 1975. There's an English and a French version too. So yeah.
I don't know if it was the English or French. I couldn't even read it. I'm like, I don't even know what I'm looking at here.
Yeah. It's crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is crazy. It's a perfect Almost 10 book, that's for sure.
That's for sure.
Yeah. Moving on. Our last Almost 10 book this week, Elephant Men number 32, the JSC variant, which is a 1 in 15. J. Scott Campbell and Greg Capullo on those Elephant Men covers. I mean, there's some great Elephant Men covers, but J. Scott Campbell has quite a few of them,
Yeah. And I'm just going to say this, and I don't remember if I mentioned this on the show or if I mentioned this to you guys backstage. Several weeks ago, I was at a soccer game and I got a notification on my phone that my comic shop had a book that came live, that it was on my want list. Nice. And I tried to log in and buy it really fast because I got the notification. And where the last time it's been so long since I bought anything from my comic shop that like my credit card that was on file had expired, so I had to update my credit card. And by the time I did, it said this item's no longer available. This was the book that I was trying to buy, was this stupid thing. And yes, it was this book. So my guess, because this book never comes up for sale, so my guess is this is the guy that bought it
and then resold it
and resold it. And he's actually from his shipping thing is from Ohio. So
wow,
northern Ohio. It's up in like Josh's area, but still, yeah. So somebody stole it from me, and but yeah, this sold for $250, and it was on my comic shop for like $4.
Oh,
damn.
$250 raw.
Damn.
$250 raw.
Wow.
So was your evil twin that bought it then?
Must have been
from Ohio,
dude.
But this is
has to be one of the coolest looking series ever, dude. It is so badass looking.
It's a weird story. Like I've got a trade of because I just was like, I don't even understand what's this Elephant Man. And I don't even remember which issues it was or anything like that, but it was an interesting story. But this is the JSC one that I don't have. Because this was a connecting cover, if you didn't know.
Yeah.
And this is the one that I do not have of those connecting covers. So this is the one I need. But
the most famous one is that JSC one, which is the back cover, and then they did the variant for it, the sketch variant, right? But a lot of people don't know this. Make sure you're when you go looking through the Elephant Man stuff that you know the numbers, because they have the back covers that are interchangeable. So you might flip right past some of the really tough to find Elephant Man books because you aren't seeing the right cover.
Gotcha.
Do you know a story about that? So there was a trip that I had to Denver several years ago, and I don't know if you guys know an old CBSI guy, Keith Shima Bicuro. I don't know if you guys know
Collectibles. Shout out to the Collectibles, old school stuff.
And he I think he writes now for Cover Price or something like that as well. But so he lived in Denver, and we met up, and we went to a comic. He was like, "Oh, let's go to this comic store." I was like, "Okay, cool." And it was huge, and I was looking through Elephant Men, and I knew that that JSC with the sketch and the color were flip covers. And I found 5 of them in a box, and none of them they were all just bagged and boarded with the front cover on there. And so they were all Cover Price. And so I got I think it was 3 colors and 2 sketches for Cover Price from that find.
Wow. Not bad.
Yeah.
So shout out to James Kreider, who says, I keep beating the drum on Elephant Men 29, which is the first Tula Lote comic cover. So you know what that means, you guys. We update the list. We update the list. Let's go find it here. Tula Lote. Let's do this real quick.
And while Brian's doing that, if you know nothing about Elephant Men, the print runs on these were so low that for many, many issues, they literally did not crack the Comicron top 350. Like the bottom print run for the regular issue was like 1100, and they didn't even break into that. That's how few of these things were ordered. So then when you look, this is like a 1 in 15. So nobody was ordering this to start with, and then you add an incentive variant onto a book that nobody orders.
Yeah,
I mean, there's probably less than 100 of these out there.
And Joe has 5 of them.
Have you guys read this book?
Yeah, it's excellent, dude. It's weird as hell.
I'll check
the
it out.
art
Super
is
weird.
amazing, dude. It's badass. They're like rhinos, elephants, these animals that are like warriors.
And cops, and it's just real strange.
The Rhino Capullo cover is amazing.
Nice.
Was it the Rhino Capullo cover? Capullo did the Rhino one, right? Where it's the Rhino, and I think he's holding a gun or something.
No, the Capullo's got the Egyptian girl.
Oh yeah.
With the maybe with an elephant. I can't remember.
I think it's with the Rhino.
And maybe it is.
Yeah. So, Mrs. Horsecock Express, one of the greatest names in all of YouTube, says, my Stein pack had an Elephant Man in it. So there you go.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Boo for me.
Shout out Horsecock.
Oh, look at that. She is credited as Lisa Wood on the cover. Great information that I need to add.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Credited.
Getting Kreider, bro.
Lisa Wood.
It's a bad dude,
what is her first professional work? If you don't mind me asking, if anybody knows that, put it in the live chat.
Kreider puts her address and phone number on there too.
By the way, if you guys aren't following James Kreider on IG, there's something wrong. One of the top 3 best comic book IG accounts to follow.
Hell
Absolutely
yeah,
amazing,
you'll make you spend some money, man.
Yeah,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ, man.
It's James Kreider, Mr. Longshort, and Chloe's Comic Swag. Those are the 3 for me that are just like must follows. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the Almost 10. I hope you enjoyed it.